What's up? It's your boy Courtney. They heard me.
I am Deidre Cologne. I'm Tanisha.
I'm Allison Jones.
I'm Rhonda. I'm You are inside Industry TV.
You are watching Inside the Industry TV. Inside the Industry TV. Inside the Industry TV. You're watching Inside the Industry TV. And remember to pray and press God because he's got your back.
The boy Courtney here, landed one on and go a little on 3 times earlier than we always get that information that we all need. Men and women, we all need to know what's going on around here. This is the platform that can get you work. You need to know what's going on. You need to be right here.
Such a time as this and this generation. Very excited to be here.
Hi everyone, this is Genise with Bravo American National, and I'm definitely here for CheMinistry. I believe in the concept, I believe in good public relationship, and finding that true love, and they shouldn't last long. So I'm definitely here. Hi guys, this is Rhonda here with Dixon.
welcome back to Tanisha right here. We are live on go and check out everything the song has to offer. But first, one more thing.
Shine bright like a diamond. We shine bright like a diamond. Single, yeah. I hope you liked what you just seen. So I hope everyone follows me.
Y'all supposed to love the Chavis Flagg right now. And listen, if you don't appreciate real artistry, I don't trust you. I don't know if y'all know he just made that beat right here. Like he right here just made that beat that y'all was listening to, okay? Show some love to some real artistry right now. It is my pleasure to introduce the creator of this event. Please show some real hard rock love to my girl Chanel Scott.
I just want to say thank you guys for being here tonight. We have an amazing panel discussion set up for you. It's an all-female panel. We're going to be talking about dating in Atlanta from a female perspective. However, I have an all-male corner over here.
My bad.
Yes. One of the things that I promised myself when I started CheMinistry is that I would never have... Okay, guys, okay. These are my men from the last panel. We had our all-male panel in November, and so they've come back to combat us ladies. And
I got my camouflage on.
You crazy. So anyway, I was put off the panel the last time. Literally, I had to sit in the audience. So what I've done tonight is I have put my co-host off the panel. And I have a new co-host for tonight. And that would be Miss Genise Shelton from Married to Medicine. She will be joining me up here to have this discussion. But just a little bit of background about CheMinistry for those of you who are new to CheMinistry. CheMinistry was created to bridge the gap between purpose-driven men and women who desire to progressively move their love lives to the next level. So in layman terms, basically it was created, you know how ladies, when you meet that fine man and you know you guys are talking and texting and talking like 5 hours a day, and men, you know when you meet that lady and you can't get enough of her, and then all of a sudden the relationship or whatever it is y'all got becomes stagnant, right? Somebody stopped calling, somebody stopped texting. You're like, well, what happened? Why isn't he calling me anymore? CheMinistry was created to get you past that place of stagnation. I've just grasped the concept of dating, but not dating exclusive, right? Because years ago when I dated, because I didn't date for about 8 years, but prior to that, one of the pitfalls that I used to run into with dating was that if I met someone that I liked, I automatically expected him to be exclusive to me, not realizing that he had a life before I came along, right? So when I found out that there was someone else, well, I didn't want to do it anymore, right? So I'm just now embracing the idea that he may actually be dating someone else, and I have to be okay with that. He can't put limitations on me, no. but just embracing the idea that there may be someone else out there, even if I like him, you know, and being okay with that. So does anyone have any feedback on that? What do you think about that?
I'm going to say, I went through the same thing. I used to think like, hey, if I'm dating you exclusive, then he's dating me exclusively. No, it's not that way. So I definitely date him. And, you know, I'm at a point in my life where I know what I want. So I can go on a first date and be like, you know what, he's not it. It's certain things, qualities, characteristics I can deal with, and then some of them I can't.
I would like to say, I think in all thy getting, get an understanding. So if it's that, okay, we're going to be dating exclusively, let's get that, let's lock that in stone. And if you deteriorate or you deviate from what we're doing, then let's let that all go. All right? And then, you know, if not, then go ahead and date him, her, whoever you like, and then keep it pushing so that we can have success and excellence.
At what point do you get the understanding though?
ASAP.
But I think it's really important too to be open and honest from the very beginning,
yeah,
so that we're going into this without false expectations. So it's okay that you're dating. Absolutely, date whoever you want to date, but give me the opportunity to decide if that's what I want to do as well. You know, be open and honest with me. Let me know that you are dating multiple people. So I think that's the first thing, because sometimes, you know, we can be misled. We can think that we're just dating exclusively. They can even tell us that we're just dating you, but then we find out later that it's Sheena and Tamika and Tracy and Cleopatra and all these other people, you know. So I'm just saying from the very beginning, be open and honest.
One of the things we had to do is we had to have choices, just like everyone else. So men had choices. And so once we got free from others' opinions about that, because we had to be able to make a quality decision instead of deciding on you and you hadn't decided on me.
I want to piggyback on what Genise said and what you said. I think it's about communication from the beginning. Tell me what it is. I'm that type of person. Please be real with me from the beginning. Just tell me. If you dating somebody, cool. I'll date somebody too. But if you want to be exclusive, then we'll be exclusive. Just be real about the situation. That's all everybody has to do. Just be honest, and we can go on about our lives. Period.
Well, one thing I had to do as a single woman before I met my husband is that I had to put myself on a pedestal for him and let him know that I'm not the one out here. I know women are used to dating men who are in multiple relationships or dealing with multiple women, but I'm not that one. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine, but I'm not available for that. So you have to put that out there first and not make yourself so available to that. And then if he wants you, he wants you. He'll come and find you. But if he doesn't want you, then he'll go about his business and go about yours.
Now I have a question for you, because in theory that sounds good, but when you make a decision like that, you have a longer shelf life. So how do you deal with that in the meantime? Like, what do you do with that?
I didn't have no shelf life.
Okay.
So
you got it in.
I didn't have a shelf life.
Okay.
Because I'm a very aggressive person by nature, and I'm like letting you know, like I don't, you know, that's what you want to do, that's on you. I'm gonna let you know where I'm at, and if this is what you want, you can come and find me. But I'm not about to sit around and chase you. So, and he came and found me.
And one of the things we need to, I started teaching on was stop thinking time you meet a man, is this my husband? They don't think like that. They're not thinking time they meet you, are you my wife? They're thinking you look good, you're fine. Am I right, gentlemen? You look good, you're fine. I'm not ready to marry you. But we meet them and we just, so we think he's the one and want to take him home and ready to pack him up and package him. But they don't think like that. So we have to stop thinking marriage immediately and let's think about getting to know each other. As Al Green said, let's get to know each other, let's get together.
But I definitely agree with that.
I definitely agree with that. I think also that it's important, especially, women of our age. We're at a point where we know exactly what we want. We know we don't have time to be playing games and just dating casually. I think that where we are in our lives, in the state that we are in our ages and our careers, that we need to be dating with a purpose.
Exactly.
So, and I think that one of the challenges here, especially in Atlanta, is that it's so many women and there's not enough, available men. So sometimes we as women, we can sometimes lower our standards, and just accept certain things that we normally traditionally wouldn't do. So I think that some things that we have to do is keep our standards high so we can attract the type of man that we want and not being able to lower ourselves to certain other standards.
You have to stay disciplined. You have to stay, like I said, you have to keep your standards very, high. Let them know, like, I'm not in that pool. I'm out the pool. Like, I'm not that person. So that's...
Can you all clarify what do you mean by standards and lowering those standards?
Like, I'm not going to date you and you date them. Like, if you want to date me. So when you're ready to date me, come in, but I'm not going to do that. But everybody likes to do that.
I think we just mean like expectations in general, like what we look for in a man, whether that be, finances, whether that be education, whether that be kids or no kids, whether that be dating other women at the same time or just us. What we mean by standards is just what we expect.
And some men wants to date for 2 years with no title. That doesn't work. We need a title by 6 months or you have to go.
Well, I'm glad you said about education and finances and things of that nature, right? Because like I did a video how to date in Atlanta and not go broke. And finances is one of those big things that you find. And say that again? Yeah, how to date in Atlanta and not go broke, right? Because you talk about standards. And I think sometimes you have to make sure reality meets with facts and figures. Like, for example, we know that women, especially African American women, 2/3 of those who are in college who are black are women. So by that very nature, there's going to be a discrepancy when it comes to finances, right? So when we talk about standards, what does that mean? Like, for example, we know that 85% of individuals are not 6 feet tall. We know that 90% of men don't make $100,000 a year. We know that 1 in 25,000 men have a six-pack. So when we talk about these expectations, I think sometimes we just have to make sure that they meet with the reality of what's out there.
It's not expectations for you. It's expectations for us. It's how we want ourselves to be. Because I just recently wrote a blog about acting married to single men. Like, you cannot act like you cannot expect a single man to act like he's married. So that's something that you have to put on yourself. You cannot, if you're a man and you obviously you don't want to commit and you don't want to be married, and that's something for me to stop treating you that way. I have to be with somebody who wants the same thing that I want. So that's the expectation I have to put on myself. I'm not putting no expectations on you. You live your life.
Sure, but it has to extend beyond that, does it not, right? So first you have those expectations, but then you want to see if this is a life partner. Is this somebody I can gel with financially? Is this someone I can gel with spiritually? Is this somebody who...
Not me. My husband was broke when I met him. But I knew he was college educated, and I know he had potential, and I know we can grow together. So our situation is different. We started from the bottom. Now we're here. So that's just something that you just have to, if you're dealing with just like as a man, if you're dealing with a gold digger, then you just don't deal with a gold digger. You got to deal with a woman. So that's on you too. You have to have expectations for yourself.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I don't think because someone asks about finances that makes them a gold digger. When we know, for example, that's the biggest or that's the leading cause of people getting a divorce or breaking up, right? It's talking about money. And we should have more conversations on how we do that without labeling each other gold diggers.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think that's really important to point out. I mean, like in premarital counseling with clients, I talk about money with every single couple. And I think that it's just important because at the end of the day, like, you do need to know that person's financial situation. Not that you're not also looking at their potential, like she said, but if someone is in debt and you're not, you do need to know that before you move into engagement and possibly marriage, I think.
I think that when it starts to get serious, you need to know each other's credit score. Because if you're gonna get married, I wanna get a house. I wanna get a car. Don't act like we're balling. And then when it's time and we said I do, that you didn't have that kind of money. So we need to know.
No, actually, I'm giving y'all a chance to say something.
We're just gathering
Because
information.
Joe's the only person who has contributed to the conversation.
We're just gathering information, that's all.
You're gathering information. I want your perspective.
Listen, Joe the only one that has a 6-pack on this table. Hold on, he got a 4-pack, we got 6 over here. You got a... No, but listen, seriously. One of the reasons why we're quiet, because we want to know what's on the mind of the ladies in Atlanta. Now, being married, we always hear the excuses. But what I found out is that there are a lot of players that are ladies now. That know the game.
You know what? Well, that might be true, but I'm going to tell you this. You guys turn us ladies into players. Because, yes, you do. Because, me for one, I have no interest in dating multiple men. I have no interest in it, but you push me to date multiple men because you don't want to commit. You don't want to be exclusive. You don't want to be in a relationship. So I have to do what I have to do.
Okay, so,
how about that?
It's getting real right now. So, when we talk about the women players, we do not generalize all women. That's correct. Right? As such as this table, because I know this table, so I can only speak for the men that I know. Just like we can't be that average black man. So if you generalize everybody, that's where the problem starts, right at the beginning. So we can't even be successful towards you if you already have a mindset of who we are and you don't even know us. So when Carrie was talking about some women being players, it's real slick how they do it though. So I'm gonna point out one of my experiences.
It's not players, it's called options.
No. This is a player move. I'm gonna tell you.
Yes,
You see how they retitle everything. They retire. So no. This is options is like he was stating before. I'm dating Mr. Rob, Joe, Bob. Those are my options, right? The player move is you go into dinner, lunch, breakfast, snack, whatever you want to call it. And your intention was never to be or find out who that person is. You just needed a meal for that day, or a ride to where you gotta go to, or you needed to get that dress off that rack that you thought you was gonna get from the layaway. I'm sorry.
That's a trifling woman. That's a trifling woman.
Hold on. I can speak for every lady up here when I say this. I don't think any of us is waiting for someone to get a dress off a layaway. I don't think any of us need a ride. Okay? And I think we can all pay for our own meal. Okay?
That's what kind of people you dating going to layaway?
And I can't remember the last time I put something on layaway. I had to be like 2.
Don't look at me. I didn't know they still do layaway. Don't look dead at me.
That's the problem, because you guys don't want to look for a quality woman. You in the layaway department instead of going to the reunion department. That's why you're having those problems.
Wait, hold on. Joe, you got a quality woman?
Come on now, come on.
Percy, you got a quality woman? You got a quality woman? Yeah. You got a
But my question is, okay, so if you...
My husband made me in Bloomingdale's, okay? Then you need to go back to Kmart. You need to stop.
How do you manage dating multiple people? Like, if you date 4 or 5 different people, how do you manage that? Because I know that there's got to be a tier. There's got to be your first option, your second option, your third option. So there's, out of that 5 people, there's one person that you like more than the other, right? So why even waste your time with the ones that you don't even know, that you know are not really even an option?
So you assuming that the female is wasting her time with the other guys? Because how you know she didn't just go on that date and realize, you know what, I don't want to talk to him no more. You know what, we weren't compatible.
No, not just one date. I'm talking about something. A lot of times you find situations where, I mean, I've dated a person where she decided, okay, I want to continue to date, right? So she dated multiple people. Obviously, I came either 1, 2, or 3 on that list. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where.
3.
I may have been. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm number 3, why even waste your time with me?
But here's the thing, how do you, wait, let me speak for me, because I don't know what type of females y'all deal with. Y'all got too much going on for me. Okay, so when I say
I'm basing that off of what the panel said. I'm basing off of that, because the panel said
it depends on the female that you're dealing with. Me personally, I'll date 2 to 3 guys. Now if I go, I might go out with this guy 2 times. Nah, he ain't it. Then, you know, I go out with this dude. Nah, he ain't it. And then one dude, number 3, he okay, you know, but he know it ain't just you. I'm gonna keep on going on dates. We okay right now, but we ain't there yet. So then I might date another dude. And if he has an additional quality that I like more than that dude, then it's like I'm done with him. I'm gonna just talk to him. So I don't know what you mean, like when you were saying like multiple dating and why she was still dating you. Now that's what you call a player. Okay, that's the difference. Like she continued to date you and the next person, and like you said, she probably wanted that dress off layaway and thought she could get it from you.
But we as men,
You like it was you, but they all sitting together. So they know together.
But we as men,
Bird of a feather flock together.
coming from our perspective, us men, we do run into that in Atlanta. Women say that all the time. Oh, it's hard for us. It's just as hard for us men to date as well. Because women have just as many options as men.
Listen, one of the things that at our agency, which is the Pope Agency, we deal with dating, that we're called dating coaching. We have a 4-step program. The first step is simply dating. Date who you want to date, whether that's 1 person or 5 people. But once you decide who you want, then become exclusive. Exclusive means everybody else is shut down. Once they're shut down, then you take the next step, which is engagement, and then marriage. If you do the 4-step program, you'll be okay. But most people go straight from 1 to 4.
I guess, Erica, my question is, you said earlier that now you know what kind of man you want, right? Is that something that just happened, or did you always know who you wanted, and how did you get to that point?
No, it didn't. I've been in several different relationships, so over time I realized, you know, what I wanted and what I could deal with and what I couldn't deal with.
And I think that comes with growth. Like that comes with growth, dating and getting older, and like I'm not going to deal with this, I'm not going to deal with that. Like it comes with growth.
And it also comes with what stage you find that person when you meet them. Because they may be in that stage where they just came out of a deep, long relationship. And so they're not trying to be serious just at that point. Male and female. At that time. They're not trying to be players. They're trying to rediscover and find themselves because they have been in something so long. So to label it as a player, maybe, maybe not. Some are players at that time. But could it be that we find each other in phases and in stages of our life?
I'm so glad you said that. That's the whole reason I asked that question, because I know the earlier statement was the guys have taught women how to be players. And what if a guy found you at a different stage in your life, Erica? What kind of experience did he have with you, right? So, and sometimes we just catch people at different phases. They don't intentionally try to hurt each other, and I just think we need to have more empathy.